Well, hello there, guys. Grip Maxenius here, coming at you with another Revolutionary War battle. This one I'm going to call Battle of the Fur Trade. Of course, the British are trying to move into our fur trade, and our Continental Army, led by General George Washington, is going to face them. A lot of Hessian troops here, very good troops, as well as British Grenadiers, so we don't know how we're going to do, and the British have two reinforcing armies. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do. We also have Nathaniel Greene supporting us. Apparently, he wasn't killed in the last battle. Let's get right to it. Well, guys, it seems that we've been relegated to fighting in the snow against the British, and they definitely have troops that are capable of doing a lot of damage to us, not to mention their reinforcements. In this case, we are actually on the offensive, so we're going to have to move against the British Army. This is a risky attack for sure. I'm going to go ahead and toggle the unit grouping. I think this is exactly what we want, and hopefully we can force the British back, or at least force them into a position where we have the advantage. I definitely want that uphill advantage. So I'm actually trying to push our guys even farther back if possible. No! Bad. That's a bit better. Alright, there we go. Whoa. I just realized we must be on slow motion. What in the world is going on? There we go. That was very strange, to say the least. I think they're marching at a very, very slow pace, and I'd like them to increase that march. So let's actually go ahead and toggle the run mechanic. They might as well move quickly up that hill. I don't think it's going to cost them too much morale to do that. Let's hope the British are not already at the top of the hill. Now, it does look like they're forming a defensive line here. And so far, neither of our reinforcements have arrived, so that's either a really good or a really bad thing. Look at those Grenadiers. Alright, they're going to be the first to face us, and of course, ideally, we really don't want to get into a combat fight with these Grenadiers, into a hand-to-hand fight, because they will crush us. They really are the best British, close combat force in existence at this time period. So, really, generally big guys and built for fighting. We've also got these infantry, or cavalry, and we also have just spotted the enemy reinforcements, guys. This is not necessarily a good thing. I really need our infantry to arrive soon. Come on, let's go, line infantry. Thankfully, we have unlocked the bayonets, so these are going to become useful. Let's make sure that General George Washington is in a safe spot, but I am glad that we're on top of the hill. Let's just get this fight started. Let's actually take these cavalry. We'll send them over here with these guys. I'm going to bring this regiment of militia, and I'm actually going to try to put them on this side of the wall. I mean, the enemy has given us basically an opportunity to go ahead and set up pretty well here, so I'm going to take it. And go ahead and open up on those Grenadiers. It looks like one of their, a few of their colonial militia units are actually retreating. Of course, the colonial militia are the loyalists. Remember, 50% of the United States was actually loyalist at this time and supported the English. So let's set these guys up here. I think this is a perfect location for the Minutemen. And another great location would be right there. That's awesome. Hopefully the enemy will not try to take us out. There we go. Really great shots. Of course, we have perfect cover here as long as they don't attack us with cavalry. Let's take a look at their Grenadiers. You'll have to retreat eventually. There we go. I think they've decided to pull back. Wonderful start. I still don't see our reinforcements here. It looks like Nathaniel Greene decided to get drunk and not come to the battle. Is that possible? One thing I am going to do is try to take this building right here. Obviously, if we manage to take that building, that is a major zone of defense that we could really cause a lot of damage with. We have also unlocked the square, so if their cavalry gets close, we know exactly what to do. Okay, looks like we've got a few redcoats approaching from the north. It's not good at all. And Native American musketmen. You know what? We might go crazy and go ahead and try to hit these guys with our cavalry, believe it or not. I don't want them messing up this position, and if we could get a few more minutes, of course, firing from this location, I think we could really turn the tide of the battle in our favor. So I might stay put. Here we go. The British are advancing against our Minutemen. They don't seem too intimidated by our men at all. If we keep firing, keep up a steady rate of fire, we could eventually force them back. No, don't go into close combat with these Grenadiers, boys. This was really pushing it, guys, because this particular British army is actually going after our fur trade, and this is, you know, just one army we have here. So far, our reinforcements have not showed up. They might not show up, and we very well could lose this battle. And losing with General George Washington, this is really our main army, despite being made up almost entirely of militia units. This was probably not the greatest idea, actually, because we were actually already firing on this cavalry unit, but you know what? We might as well go ahead and finish them off. These are, of course, the mounted tribe auxiliaries. Wow, they're actually not bad at combat. I expected them to be absolutely awful. But they are, of course, going to pull back. They can't withstand the force of our cavalry. And I'm going to pull them back once again. Minutemen, keep up the fire. Let's see how these guys are doing. Now, these cavalry, unfortunately, have not been so successful. We still do have a group here of Minutemen that are still able to fire against the advancing native musketmen. And I'm hoping we can actually send them reeling back. But that all depends on the courage of our men here. Remember, these are militia units, despite their courage. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Total combat advantage here for the native musketmen. And these guys don't only know how to fight with rifles, they know how to fight when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. But I'm going to stay put here for now. Might actually move to the other side of the wall. What we really need is Nathaniel Greene's reinforcements right now, and he's nowhere to be found. Alright, let's put these men inside the warehouse. Hopefully we can open fire from the enemy from this location. We'll also move up here a little bit, but of course that warehouse is an important strategic location during this battle. Alright, beautiful. We've captured the building. And now I'm just concerned about how well we're going to do over here with these guys. Come on, Minutemen. I can't remember if the Minutemen were called the Minutemen because it only took them a minute to load their rifles, or because they were supposed to be ready within a minute's notice. I think it's the latter. But you guys can go ahead and put your own thoughts down below. And these are actually line infantry. So we do have one unit of line infantry, regular line infantry here. These are, of course, better trained than the Minutemen. You know, much more regimented and disciplined. So let's hope that they can turn the tide here. Alright, it looks like the enemy has found our location, unfortunately. I'm actually going to switch these guys over. I'm going to charge with 2 cavalry units. Figure we might as well. And I'm actually... Can I put these guys in a square formation? Unfortunately, I don't think I can, since they're a militia unit. Here we go. Charge of the American cavalry. Hopefully we can knock down a lot of these auxiliary troops. Grenadiers as well. Alright, not a bad attack. It looks like we've sent a few retreating. Even the cavalry is retreating, the enemy cavalry. So far we've actually kept this militia here, but they are getting into that square formation. The Hessians are. They know better, so we're going to go ahead and open fire on them. Square formation might be great against cavalry units, but it's also a great time for me to shoot at them and get quite a few kills, because they're not in their normal line structure. So here we go. Minutemen. What I like to see. And it looks like we are winning, guys, on this side of the battlefield. They didn't expect this to occur, but I guess we just had a little more morale, and their provincial cavalry is not really trying to fight, it looks like. Maybe their heart's not into it as much as ours is. Get them, boys. Of course, I definitely want to get away from that square formation, because that's just constant damage. Let's actually put these boys over here on this side. That way they can fire over here at the cavalry, the mounted tribal auxiliary. And so far, those have actually been some of the worst troops to deal with. Let's see where George Washington is. Alright, he's back here. Let's go ahead and charge these guys. Hit the colonial militia, get rid of these loyalists. And we're also going to go ahead and charge over here. And it looks like our men have managed to hold the warehouse. If the enemy tried to take it, it does look like the enemy grenadiers have tried to take it, but the Minutemen have held. I think so, anyway. I'm going to go ahead and make sure and charge with these Minutemen. I don't want to lose that strategic location. As far as I'm concerned, that's like the fort on the Battle of Waterloo. It's just something that's not something we can afford to lose. There we go. Cavalry are winning the day right now, my friends. Even against these grenadiers. And Nathaniel Green has finally arrived after his drunken stupor. Thanks a lot, Nathaniel Green. Really took you long enough. He does have an excuse, though. He nearly died at our last battle, so I guess that's a fair excuse. We're going to go ahead and immediately send in our cavalry. We've really sacrificed a lot of cavalry in this battle. And in fact, I don't like the position George Washington's in. I'm going to move him back here. We're still trying to deal with these guys right here. A lot of grenadiers, of course. A wonderful slash there on that grenadier. Nearly decapitating the man. And at this point, why not? Charge. No prison. Alright, we gotta get that British flag. Get those regimental colors. Come on, men. And they've got their hatchets out. I love when they take their hatchets out. That means that they are ready to get down to business. Of course, we've still got mounted tribal auxiliaries here. I definitely want to get rid of them. But the enemy cavalry just can't stand up to ours. It looks like we do have superior cavalry. At least in this particular battle. Get the men. I just want to make sure these guys don't suddenly come back to the battlefield. You know, they could very easily just rally and return to the fight, so we're going to actually go ahead and charge these units that are kind of flashing, sort of uncertain, and I like to see these militiamen still firing, but they're getting shot in the back by Rangers, which of course are light infantry units, and actually the Rangers are probably who we should go after with our cavalry units. But we'll go after everybody at this point. We need to kill as many British as possible, and in this case, getting rid of Hessian mercenaries is probably a good idea as well. Make sure that the enemy doesn't have anyone else up here. No. Looks like our cavalry are pretty much clearing off the battlefield except for the 7th Regiment of Foot, which refuses to give up. There's always one British unit that just refuses to accept surrender, which I find quite funny. Where is General George Washington? Go survey the battlefield, sir. Wow. That was quite a just a bloodbath, really. And I'm actually amazed that we managed to win even without Nathaniel Green's support. He showed up at the end, but it's kind of like the French in this war. They also kind of showed up at the end. In this case, we still managed to take the victory, unless the enemy has more reinforcements coming. We might have some trouble there, but I think the battle's more or less over. And the Rangers were actually taking off. Talk about that being awesome. Militiamen managing to make Rangers run? That's great. So far, I think we've made just about all of their units take off. They do have some units up here. More Rangers. 33 only. So these guys have definitely seen combat before, and we'll certainly take them out. I don't want Nathaniel Green to get hit either, so let's make sure that him and General George Washington are in a safe place, taking a look at this vicious battlefield. So there's no doubt it was vicious. I'll try to get you guys to a hospital if we can. Alright, Washington, you're going to be a hero. We're going to take a risk with you and actually send you against these Rangers. These guys stop firing because I don't want them to shoot General George Washington in the back. Come on! With me, men! Alright, they're taking off. That's good. But are they actually retreating? I would say they are. And man, that was a nasty little fight. I actually didn't think we were going to win. And especially when Nathaniel Green didn't show up, I was like, this is over. It's finished. But we managed to really overcome it. I would say the cavalry was entirely responsible for this victory. Of course, taking cover behind this wall didn't hurt at all. It definitely helped us. But it didn't necessarily win the battle. What's going on over here? Do you have any more enemies? I don't see anybody, but it's showing us a few blips. There we go! We found next Colonial Militia. Remember, these guys ran away at the beginning of the battle. That is pretty sneaky, and I can see by the artillery that the enemy clearly has some artillery hidden over here. I'm not spotting them, though. We also have a lot of reinforcements coming now. A bit too late for that. Could that be the enemy artillery? And our stupid cavalry is just hanging out nearby? Take some initiative, guys. Alright, it is demi-cannons. But it doesn't look like our cavalry wants to touch them. Are they cursed? I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. Sure, if we're firing from two different directions, that's going to help. And don't forget, we just got these reinforcements. These guys are fresh. We'll totally trap this guy. Force him to retreat. We'll have no other choice. You loyalist scoundrels! Now, that's Colonial Militia. They look a little bit like Hessians, but not quite nearly as fancy. I mean, actually, the Hessians, I believe, wore green uniforms mostly. So this, the mod doesn't seem to reflect that, but I may be wrong. There we go. Take off, loyalists, and don't return. This is America. There we go, guys. A wonderful end to the battle. I'm not going to end yet because I want to see a few more shots against these loyalists and see if I can't get a few more kills. I'm incorrigible. Let's go ahead and see. These guys have just reloaded their rifles, and they should be able to get some pretty good shots. Look at those musket shots. Yes! Artillery also. Doesn't get much better than that. And I'd like to remind these guys that if they're going to live in America, they better be pro-American, pro-colonial. If not, they're going to get shot. It's pretty simple. Pretty basic message here. And there's, actually, I can see our artillery right here. That must have been who fired the round over here at these poor guys. We'll see if we can cut them off at the pass. Of course, don't forget our cavalry is also chasing a bunch of other enemy units, and we can actually take a look at the battlefield here and just to see what has happened. But truly a nasty fight, and I don't think the enemy will be trying to take our fur trade down after this. I mean, it's a very important part of our economy, and it's not something I want to see lost, so I hope the British have learned a lesson here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and if you want me to move on and actually do a Revolutionary War campaign, let me know in the comments down below. Right now, I'm just keeping it to these fun little battles every now and again, so if that's enough, also let me know. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and also share the video if you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.